Hello everyone. So the next topic which I will be discussing here is about the endocrine system. So what do you understand by the term endocrine system? So there are hormones in our body that are chemicals that affect a lot of bodily functions that can range from hunger, reproduction and growth and too much complicated functions like human emotions and behavior. So these hormones, they are produced in our body through the 9 primary glands. So they are produced in our body through the 9 primary glands. So we will be discussing each of these glands in detail. And these glands, along with other glands, they provide the auxiliary functions and that make up the endocrine system. So the functioning of the 9 glands together makes up the endocrine system. So let's see. So endocrine system is a messenger that regulates distinct targets organs through feedback loop of hormones. So every gland in the endocrine system, they release some or the other kind of the hormones. So they are released by internal glands of an organism which is directly into the circulatory system. So in vertebrates, there is a hypothalamus which is the neutral control mode for all the endocrine system. So as in the figure, you can see that there is a hypothalamus gland which controls the neural control node for all the endocrine system. There is a thyroid gland and a parathyroid gland. So we will be discussing each of these glands in detail in the next upcoming slides. Then there is the adrenal gland. There is a pancreas which release the insulin. There are ovaries that release several hormones. That release the progesterone and the estrogen. There are testicles which release the testosterone hormone. So each of the gland, they have a specific function to perform. Endocrine system is a gland of system. It's a system of gland and organs. They are located around all around the body. So it functions similarly to the nervous system in that it controls and regulates all the body's function. So although the nervous system communicates through nerve impulses and neurotransmitters, but endocrine system communicates through the chemical messenger. So they are also known as the ductless glands, because how they communicate through the chemical messenger which are called as the hormones. Now the human endocrine system has a different functions to perform, has a number of functions to perform. Now what are these functions? So these functions include the metabolic rate, development and growth of the human beings. There is a reproduction and sexual function. So in reproduction and sexual function, there are hormones which are released. Then heart rate, there is a blood pressure, appetite, and the appetite, that is the need to eat. There is a controlled cycle of sleep and wakefulness, and it controls the temperature of the body as well. So these are all the functions of the human endocrine system. Now human endocrine gland. So I was telling you that the human endocrine system, it is a group of glands that function together. So the human endocrine system, it is made up of a complex network of glands that can secrete different hormones in the human body. So these hormones are produced, stored and released via the endocrine glands in the human beings. So each gland produces one or more hormone that targets specific organs and tissues in the body. So this was the gist of the human endocrine glands. Now what are the different types of human endocrine glands? The glands. Now we will be discussing each of these glands in detail. So first we will be discussing the hypothalamus gland. So what is a hypothalamus gland? It is a gland which is the part of the brain and it consists of neurosecretory cells. This organ connects your endocrine system with your nervous system, And what is the main job of this hypothalamus gland? The main job is to tell your pituitary gland to start or stop making the hormones. So they secrete various hormones like gonadotropin releasing hormone, growth hormone. So they release various hormones, and the main job is they act on puberty gland to stimulate the other glands. So this was about the hypothalamus. Next come the puberty gland. So this is your endocrine system master gland. It uses information it gets from your brain and to tell other glands in your body to what to do. So this is the master gland. It makes many important hormones. Now what are these important hormones? These are, first of all, I will talk about is the prolactin. So what is a prolactin? Prolactin is the hormone which helps in the breastfeeding. The moms make the milk, and there is an antidiuretic hormone which controls the blood pressure and help control body water balance through its effect on the kidney. Now there are various hormones that plays a main role. For example, TCH, that is a thyroid stimulating hormone which stimulates the production and secretion of thyroid hormones. Oxy Oxytocin. Now what this do? It helps in the milk ejection during the breastfeeding. And luteinizing hormone which manages the estrogen in the woman and the testosterone in the men. So this was about the puberty gland. Now comes the pineal gland. It makes a chemical which is called as the melatonin that helps your body get ready to go to sleep. So this hormone regulates the wake up and the sleep clock and helps in the immunity. So in a simple terms we can say that it maintains the sleep cycle. So this is the pineal gland which is located in the brain. So in the figure in which I have shown you in the previous slide as well, the pineal gland was shown as the part of the brain itself. So it is located in the brain. Next comes is the thyroid gland. So what this gland do? So this gland makes thyroid hormone. What it does, it maintains the it controls your growth and metabolism. So if this gland doesn't make enough of the hormone, then there may be two conditions. So if the hormone is not releasing properly, there may be two conditions. That is, first is the hypothyroidism and the second is the hyperthyroidism. What are these terms? So in hypothyroidism, the hypo, which means the person will gain weight, and in the case of hyperthyroidism, the person will lose weight. So, and it's the iodine which is the vital for thyroxine synthesis. If that iodine is not proper in our body, in not proper quantity in our body, then it may lead to a disease called as the goiter. Now there is a parathyroid gland. So it is a butterfly shaped paired gland. This is a set of 4 small glands which is behind your thyroid gland, and they play a main role in the bone health. So what they do is they play a main role in the bone health, and this gland controls your levels of calcium and phosphorus. So the calcium and phosphorus levels are being maintained through this gland only, and the hormone released by this gland is called as the para parathyroid hormone, which regulates calcium and phosphorus levels in the bone. Next comes is the pancreas. So this organ is part of your both digestive system as well as the endocrine system. What this hormone does? So this hormone makes the digestive enzyme that breaks down the food. It also makes the insulin hormone and glucagon hormone. So it it makes two hormones. And what are these two hormones? The insulin and glucagon. So these are represented here. And these ensure that you have the right amount of sugar in your bloodstream and in your cells. And other hormones secreted by this are the pancreatic polypeptide and the somatostatin. So these are the hormones. So the pancreas, they are both endocrine as well as the exocrine gland. Now comes the adrenal gland. So best known for the making the fight or the flight. So this hormone is best known as the fight or the flight. So it is, this hormone is also called as the hormone adrenaline is also called as the epinephrine. What is called as the, so there is a adrenaline which is called as the epinephrine. So these glands also make hormones which are known as the corticosteroids. So these hormones make the corticosteroids. And what does this hormone do? They affect your metabolism, heart rate, oxygen intake, blood flow, and sexual function, among the other things. So the main function of this gland is the functions that I have told you. Now comes the gonads. Now they are the reproductive glands which is present both in the male and the female. Now I have shown you the figure in which there was a testes, which I told you that it is present in the males, and there was a ovary which I told you that was in the females. So there are male gonads which consist of a pair of testes, and the testes, they make the hormone which is known as the testosterone, and it helps them grow facial and body hair at the time of the puberty. It also tells the penis to grow larger, as they play a main role in making the sperms. The next, the female gonads consist of the ovaries. So in women, these organs make estrogen and the progesterone. So these hormones help develop breast at puberty and regulate the menstrual cycle and supports the pregnancy. Now they secrete the two hormones that I have told you, estrogen and the progesterone. So both these regulate the secondary sexual characteristics in the female. So this was all about the human endocrine system or the endocrine system. These are some of the references. Thank you.